Yo, what's going on, guys? Your boy Olin here, aka Nordy, and today we're going to be going over 3 train routes on the new IW Zombies map, Rave in the Redwoods, one of which I'll say, in my own personal opinion, is the easiest and best train route that I've ever ran on any Zombies map that I've played. I'm not sure anyone else feels, but that's how I feel about it. So, I'm sure if you guys have been watching videos already, none of these routes are going to reinvent the wheel. They're 3 pretty obvious routes whenever you kind of get onto the map. I don't want to give you guys my own personal opinions on them. And I kind of did these videos way back for like Black Ops 2 Zombies when my channel first started out, so I kind of wanted to bring it back since I've been enjoying running on this new map here. So before we get started on the routes, I do want to talk to you guys about what perks I use and where they're at on the map. Now again, I'm sure everyone knows, but in case you don't, now you will. So if you're running solo, Up and Adams is going to be just off the porch from the spawn area and to the right. Pretty easy, you're not probably going to miss that one. Once you've turned on the power, Juggernaut or Tough Enoughs is going to be up this flight of stairs and then across the upstairs porch down to that building on the far left. And then it'll be in that room. Quickies or Speed Cola is going to be down in the Rave area by the speakers. And then Double Tap or Bang Bangs is going to be right by the minecart where the HVR, I think, is at. Kind of like you're going to go down toward the power. It's going to be right there. You can't miss it. If you want to, you could run Racing Stripes. I personally don't, just because I find that I go too fast and I get myself into situations that I would have avoided if I had just been a bit slower and taken my time. But if you want it, it's going to be in the cabins. The first cabin right in front of you that has like the owl statue and the, I want to say the wolf statue right beside it. It'll be right there on that balcony. So now getting on to the routes, this first one's going to be right where the down like tiki totem tree thing is, where it's down into the bonfire. It's the first big bonfire you see if you go out through the patio door when you're leaving spawn. And this route's a pretty interesting one. It can seem a bit dicey because you do have to either crouch under that log or slide under it for the majority. You can kind of skirt the fire at some times once you kind of start to get the majority of the train behind you, but they do kind of come just as a clusterfuck from all over the place. So usually going under that tree is your best bet. But to be honest, it's really not that much of a problem. If you take your time when you're going around the ring, you can kind of start to see exactly where your route's going to be at. And then even when there's a zombie coming under that tree log, you can usually slide by it as long as it's just one. So that's just kind of how that rolls out. It's really a pretty nice route. And what's nice about it is that if you go down, you're so close to Jug, you're so close to Up and Adams. And this is also the spot where you run your first ritual if you're doing the Easter egg trying to beat this map. So all in all, I like this route. It's a little bit dicier, but it is what it is. Also, I would just suggest if you're trying to start up like a new round here, so if you just cleared out a round and you're wanting to continue your train, what I do is run a couple like mini circles to start the round, just so I can kind of let the zombies start to kind of filter in and center toward me. That way I'm not already in the middle of a route and then the zombies are all just kind of flying from all over the place. So it kind of helps to kind of like centralize things, so to speak. One last thing about this first route that I really like and that you guys have probably been seeing in the gameplay in the background is that if you can kind of sprint ahead of the zombies when you're going to go slide under the log and you feel like you have the majority behind you, if you slide at a bit of an angle, you get a really nice firing lane at the zombies. So that's one of the nice things about the fallen log, is it does kind of help you when it comes to kind of killing off the zombies that you've trained. Now the second route is here in the Rave area, and this is the one that whenever I did my first run through really stood out to me, and I'm sure if you guys watched that video, you guys heard me talk about it plenty. And that's just because there's a few ways you can do this, and a lot of ways you can bounce out and recover if things start to get a little bit cramped. So you can either run it just in the middle area, kind of running around the tree and doing a little bit of a serpentine back and through the tents, or you can go all the way around, just kind of take up that like driveway, the dirt driveway, loop all the way around past the trailer, go down past the DJ booth and just kind of do a loop like that. Or you can do kind of a mix of the two, run around the tree, go up through the DJ booth, etc., etc. For me, I don't open that area, like the rock barrier that takes you to the rock wall, just because I kind of like not having to worry about zombies coming from that angle. But if you want that extra bounce out, you could definitely open that up too. I really like this just because you've got a lot of different ways that you can kind of recover when things start to get a little bit crazy. But I will say there are some issues where like I'll find myself outrunning a certain portion of the zombies but not others, and so I'll end up with like 10 zombies behind me and then like 15 kind of across the route, and so it kind of gets a little bit weird deciding where to go after that when you just see both like the zombie sets kind of separated like that. Well, I couldn't really talk right there, so that can be a bit of an issue. But other than that, it's pretty nice, and like y'all saw at the beginning of the video, if things get weird, you can get up to that DJ booth and hit that trap and then blow them away with that. So there are a lot of really nice things about this one, and it can definitely get the job done, no problems. Now this last route does require a little bit of a setup, but to be honest, if you're trying to pack-a-punch your weapons, you've got to do it anyway. You've got to be able to get the boat parts and the pack-a-punch parts, the projector parts, so that you can get across to that island, talk to Kevin Smith, you can get all the Easter egg stuff going, and you can go and pack-a-punch. So if you don't know where that stuff's at, the boat parts, we've got one part up by the Juggernaut room. It's off to the right near the wall. We've got another by the mess hall. If you're going like through the cabin area and you're going like you're going to go to the dock, then it's there right behind the first pillar in the mess hall. And then the last part is down in the Rave area, perched up beside that kind of booth on the right, kind of near Quickies. Once you've got all that, you're ready to hop in the boat, but first you got to grab the projector piece that's right outside the dock area. It's just going to be hanging out basically right outside the door that you go to get to the boat, and that's your first little projector wheel. Then you go ahead and go across, go up the stairs like you're going to go toward Kevin Smith, and then it's going to be right outside, directly on the right when you go through the door like you're going to go take the zip line or go out to that bonfire, and that'll be your other piece. And then now you've got the projector set up, you've got your boat set up, and you can effectively run this route. As I'm sure you guys have guessed, our third and final route is just right here in the middle of the island. You're going to be going back and forth between these two rocks. That's kind of the main route, but if you really want to, you can basically run around the entire coastline. There's so much space, and I just can't say enough good about this route. It's also the place you go when you're doing the boss battle, fun fact for the Easter egg, but there's just so much space. Like, it's just really hard to get pinched, it feels like, and unlike other maps like Alcatraz for BO2, and I'm sure there's more that I can't think of off the top of my head, you don't have any extra strong special enemy that spawns for you being on this island for a long period of time. There was at least nothing that me or James saw whenever we stayed here, because we ended up running this route together as a pair till like round 34, 35, and the only thing that you get is you get a bit more of the axe zombies, which I guess are supposed to be a little bit stronger, but otherwise you don't get punished for running this route, and it's just the easiest, best route I can really describe to you guys. And so the only real negative about this route is the fact that you have nothing on the island at all except for the pack-a-punch room. So what I suggest for that, and it's not a really huge issue, is just once you get down to the last zombie and you're running out of ammo, just head back over to the island, either spin the box or, you know, grab a gun off the wall, bring it back, pack-a-punch. You should have plenty of points, but I would also highly, highly, highly suggest, as for all these train routes, you go and get one of the crossbows, because that's going to be your bread and butter, what helps you cut through the rounds. And then whenever you can find a backpack that lets you pick up an ammo clip, whenever you can get a max ammo, take advantage of that in reference to your crossbow, and just try to be really frugal with those shots, because that's going to be what helps get you to high rounds. Well, that's going to about wrap it up. Like I said, that third route is something else. I love it to death, and I definitely would suggest trying it out. But if you want something that feels a little less easy, maybe a bit more challenging, I'd go with those other two routes, which are still really great routes. I think y'all can do some pretty great things with them. There's still a couple more I'm working on. There's a route kind of in the cabin area that's really condensed, but I kind of want to see how it'd be, because it seems like it'd be a really fun one to run. But we'll see how that goes. If you guys want me to make a video showing you guys how to get the upgraded crossbows, I'd be down to do that. I'm sure people have done that a million times over already, but if you want me to, I'd definitely be down. I also want to make a video showcasing our Easter egg journey once we finally beat this boss in the last wave and can get this thing done. I think that'd be a fun video. And I'm going to make some zombie highlight videos, just some funny moments and fun stuff here soon as well. So subscribe for that. Still going to be doing sniping, and I got a new Let's Play here coming soon. So again, lots of stuff coming to the channel. So thank you guys again for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. I thought maybe I was going to find a friend in here that would support me. I guess I should have just kept my mouth closed. Oh, tell me there's one more. You got a burrito? Throwing us. But yeah, so I was thinking about doing that game for a series, so if you guys like that, let me know. I was also thinking about, I saw they recently brought